Hey everybody, we are here going to show you how to do the knockout names, which has been very popular. It's pretty simple, just a few steps, and we'll go ahead and get started. So the first thing you want to do is open a text box and put in whatever name you want to use, and I always use capitals, and I always try to use super blocky fonts, which is pretty much anything that came with your computer. I like Times New Roman. But as you can see, it's kind of spaced out, and you want the letters a lot closer together so they're almost touching. So use your letter spacing right here and reduce your size. For Times New Roman, usually 0 to -0.1 is usually pretty good. So you can just leave that alone for now. And then you want to do a second text box. This is going to be the I Love Glitter font. So in order to make it show up with the loops on the side and the heart in the center, you have to do an open bracket, then you want to put in your name, underscore, second name, another open bracket. And you'll see when I change the font over to the I Love Glitter font that it will give us the heart and the swirlies. But again, we're going to have the same issue that we had with the Blackstone where it's too far apart. So again, you want to use your letter spacing. And we're just going to reduce that down. I want to say that I Love Glitter, depending on your letters, it's anywhere between 0 and 1. For this one, it seems to be about -1 because of that A. So you've got all your letters touching. Again, personal preference is how you want to do it. You're going to probably need to reduce the size, but for now, we'll leave it this big. And you're going to have to weld it. Once you've welded it, you need to reduce the size so that it will do a print and cut. So you need to reduce it about, I want to say it's 9.5 or less. So once you've done that, you come over here to where it's got your scissors, and you're going to change that over to a print. So the printer icon, which is just over here. So go ahead and click print, and that'll change that. Now what you want to do is send it to the printer. So click make it. It has to be below 9.25. So I'm just off by a hair on that one. So just reduce it so it's under 9.25. So then you're going to click make it. Now, I'm not the only one that has this problem, so I'm going to show you how to fix this. You'll see that I don't have anything showing here. It's a design space thing. I found that if you click on this mat and then come back to this mat, your text shows up, and I don't know why it does that. So you're going to continue just like you were going to send it to the printer, and you're again going to click send it to the printer, and it brings up this picture. It's kind of a darkened version. The biggest thing is you want to make sure you have your bleed on, which is right here, and you want to make sure that that dot is green and bleed is on. From here you just want to click save image as, and then just save it as whatever you want to call it, and save it. Now you can just exit out of this because you don't want to print this, you don't want to send it to the printer, so you can just hit cancel, and it's going to ask if you're sure you want to cancel, and yes, you do. The next step to doing this is going to be uploading your bleeded image. So you're just going to click upload image and then browse to find the image that you're looking for, which would be your names. You're going to go ahead and click simple and continue. And then with your wand, you want to get rid of the negative space, and then you want to get rid of all the border lines, which sometimes just takes a little bit of clicking and finessing in them, but sometimes it's just, yeah, there we go. And you just want to make sure all your little pieces are gone. If you see any little ones hanging around, like I see there's a little dot there, just clean them up with the eraser tool, and then you're going to click continue. You're going to want to save this as a cut image, because if you don't, it's not chunky enough to use to cut out your font. So go ahead and save that as a cut image, and then you're going to click on it and insert the image. Now this is where it gets a little bit kind of tricky, and this is one of the tricks that I use because a lot of people are having trouble lining them up. So what I do, you're going to want to flip your font, your image there, and then you're going to make it bigger. I always change the color of this one so that I can see it better. So I'm going to make it just bright pink so that I can see it. And what you want to do is make this as large as you want your item to be. Now, I'm going to go about little under 11 inches. Next step is to get this to the size you want it to cover on your name. And what you can do is kind of line your font up. Now see how this one sits behind it? So you can't really see if it lines up or if you're even. What you can do is right click on it and move it forward. So see, now it sits on top. So you can see easily where you want it to lay. And you can make sure that this one here is actually lined up. Now you can see it's not even close. It's not straight. So you want to go back to this image and just play with it a little bit until you've got it straight enough. Okay, that looks like it's pretty straight. And then what you need to do is make your pink font, your original font, about the same size as the black shadow. Sometimes, again, this just takes a little bit of playing around with it to see if you like it. Okay, so that's the right size. So we've got that part. We're good there. So now comes the slice. So what you want to do, I always try to figure out what letter is like this big sucker. So we know that that's the B, which makes this the heart. So it helps me line up where I want my letters to fall. I like my heart falling between the K and the S. And I sort of like mine more in the center. So what you want to do is put it right into your name. And your next step is you're going to select these two items. And then you're going to go over here to this section down here at the bottom. And you want to click Slice. And what that's going to do is it's going to slice off part of the letters. And it's going to give you a couple little layers. So you see all the little layers. You can delete all the little layers that it sliced off so that they're out of your way. And then what you want to do is take your name, your two little words, and all you have to do is kind of line them up wherever you feel looks right. I think that's pretty close. And then you want to select both items, and I always do attach, and I just sort of make sure that I like it. And from here, once they're attached, you can easily reduce the size, enlarge it, whatever you need to do. You want to make sure too that you take your result down here, your first names, and you want to make sure that you change that back to black if you want it the same color, or you can do a different color. And then you want to make sure that you change it from print back to cut. And then all you have to do now is click Make It. And you have your design. You can easily add the established, you could add kids' names, whatever you needed to add down here at the bottom. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Like I said, do it a couple times. Once you've done it a few times, you'll have no problems.